This is Rowdy ReidGirl coming at you with some more cat chat. Now, today we're going to be counting down the top 5 smartest cat breeds and the top 5 clingiest cat breeds. Now, if you want a cat who is like a puppy, like a dog or like a little human, stay tuned. Or if you want a cat that's very much infantile and is auditioning for Star Trek, wanting to be a Klingon, yes, that's coming up. Now, before I begin, some cats are actually the exception to the rule. For example, all my short furs, and of course the 2 long furs, the part Maine Coon and the part Burman, all my guys are mongrels, you know, part this, part that. So there's no hard and fast rule. For example, Butters, as you know, the little black and white one, he's very, very infantile, he's very much baby, but he's not a purebred. My fur nephew, Shadow, who I've mentioned quite a few times, he is a doll-faced Persian, and they are actually classed as one of the clingier breeds, whereas he's very much a dog. He's obviously lived with dogs before he adopted my friends. He basically responds to, come here, sit, stay, no, wait, you get the food after daddy's had his, you know. And of course, being leash trained, like, you know, he's just so intelligent. He's like a puppy. And whenever people run to the door, knock on the door, he just runs to the door, growls like a dog. So there are some exceptions to that rule, but counting down, based on numerous sources that I've gleaned off the internet and also from personal experience, I am counting down the top 5 smartest. Number 5 is Abyssinian. They love to interact with humans, and they are most happiest when they're mentally stimulated, like given challenges, problems to solve, things to find, things to catch. Yeah, that they are very, very responsive. They're not the cat that would sort of just sit there and go, no, no, you can throw that ball all day, but I'm not doing anything. They are very onto it. They're very much like the Tuck's agility dogs and the agility competitions. Now, number 4, Siamese. Aside from being incredibly smart, I have actually seen people walking their Siamese. You've seen it, you know, depicted everywhere. People walking their Siamese cats on a harness and leash. They are very vocal. They tell you what they want and when they want it, and they make no bones about meow, meow. They're very forward. And they can also be trained to do tricks like, you know, to stand up on their hind legs, beg, sit, roll it. You know, that they are very dog-like. They're very responsive, and they're always wanting and needing constant stimulation and being challenged. That's what they live for, because they're really, really smart. Now, number 3, Turkish Van. Turkish Van are gorgeous. You typically see them with ginger and white markings. They are very, very fluffy, similar to a Ragdoll or a Maine Coon. Now, you may have heard of the Turkish Van loving to swim. They can dog paddle. They're quite comfortable with dog paddling. You know, you hear of most cats that when you give them a bath or something, or they fall into the water, they freak out thinking that they're about to die. Turkish Vans are like, I'm going to go for a swim today. This is fun. Paddle, 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 you know, using all 4 paws, and they're very, very adept at it. So, yeah, that's Turkish Van. And Maine Coons also love to do that. Now, like Maine Coons, Turkish Van also like to, they've got a funny way of drinking their water instead of just drinking out of the bowl. They have been known to scoop it up in their paws, or if they're kind of like, I feel like softening my dry food, it's boring, they might drop it into their water bowl, like Maine Coons, and then scoop it up. Yeah, they're very, very autonomous. They don't need to be trained and cajoled into liking water. It seems to be a genetic thing, so they're pretty cool, and also they're incredibly big and fluffy. Burmese. Also very vocal, like the Siamese. They're very dog-like. They love to, it's been recorded that they love to hang around dogs and children, funnily enough, because not many cats like children, but puppies and dogs love children. They're like, want to play, want to play. That's the Burmese. Aside from being very vocal and meowy like the Siamese, they are definitely very loyal. Like they can sit and stay close to their humans and without being hyperactive. They, you know, you see dogs, it's like stay, sit, you know, good boy, and the dog just sort of stays there next to the human. Burmese have been known to do that too, as well as wanting to be incredibly hyper and crazy with dogs, here I go, dogs and children. Yeah, not many cats love children, but Burmese seem to sort of get off on playing. Yes, rough and tumble. What is a good thing? And down to number 1, Scottish Fold. I think everybody has heard of that cat in Japan, Maru. He is still alive. He is actually 13 years old. I looked him up on the net the other day. You may remember Maru. He loves to get into tiny little cramped spaces like boxes, and that's a Scottish Fold thing. They like to, oh, I want to see if I can actually fit and be a contortionist and get in here, like a problem solving thing, you know. Okay, this is a puzzle. I can put my body in here and I can just, yep, my head and my tail are sticking out, yeah. Okay, now how do I get out of this? They actually enjoy doing that, getting in and out of tiny confined spaces. Yes, like Siamese, they want to explore everything. They want to explore every nook and cranny of the house, get into any tight little space like, oh, I haven't been there. I want to see what's in there. They're naturally curious and exploratory and, yeah, wanting to experience new things and problem solve. Now, just consulting my notes, a few honourable mentions go to Maine Coon. As I mentioned earlier, they're very similar to the Turkish Van. They love to swim, they love to drink their water in their paws, and Maine Coons also have been, I've seen a couple of videos actually. So one of my Facebook friends, sadly that his Maine Coon has passed away now, age 6, but he actually posted videos on Facebook of his his ginger Maine Coon playing fetch. Now there's another 4-month-old Maine Coon on YouTube called Chadwick, who I saw playing fetch. So Maine Coons can definitely, you chuck a ball over there and they go and catch it, bring it in their mouth and they put it in front of you. Yeah, just like a dog. So they get a very, very honourable mention. Savannah cats, they're incredibly big, like the lynxes, so they get an honourable mention. They too are incredibly smart, and so are the Bengal. They look like little tiny little baby leopards, you know, with the little spots all over them. They are very responsive and they love constant stimulation as well. They are incredibly smart and like to take the initiative. And so do Cornish Rex. Cornish Rex, they've got the big ears and they've got short fur, but they've got what looks like wool. Their fur looks like lamb's wool, same as the Devon Rex and the Selkirk Rex. Now Cornish Rex are very, very intelligent, so they get definitely an honourable mention. But as I said, number 1 definitely goes to the Scottish Fold. Definitely. Yay, that's a win for Maru. Meow. Hello to Maru in Japan. Now, the top 5 clingiest cat breeds. My favourite type of cat breed. All my guys are clingy, because that's how I raise them. Like Butters is clingy, Furby's clingy, she's a calico. I think Mippy is the only one that's like, I need my space. Back off. Even Hayes, he's got short white fur with black splotches, almost like a harlequin cat. Ever since he's been treated for that abscess, and he's finished his antibiotic course. He's actually become, well, mind you, it has been 3 degrees at night time. It's winter here, so it's freezing. I'm freezing to death. He's taken to wanting to burrow under the blankets, and occasionally I've actually woken up next to him, nose to nose, face to face, and he's had his head on my pillow, while Butters has been on the other side of me, and Furby's been down under the blankets near my calf and my ankles. So, as I said earlier, there are exceptions, but if you're looking for purebreds, these are the clingers. Ragdoll! They are huge, like Norwegian Forest Cat and Maine Coon. They are very soppy lap cats. Honestly, they go limp when you pick them up. That's why they're called ragdolls. They're just like, this is nice, I'm a baby. But they are a little bit soft, a little bit naive. So a lot of the time ragdolls have to be indoor cats because they're so innocent, and they're not the brightest. They're not really the brightest, and they need to be kept off the road because they're sort of like, oh, this road's warm. Kind of a little bit like my guys. Yeah, I need to watch them in the summer months, but no, ragdolls are almost very, very infantile. It's imagine having a furry, cute, purring toddler who never throws tantrums. That's a ragdoll. And number 2, Maine Coon. Maine Coon, very much like the ragdoll, but they do have the dog-like aspect. They do play fetch, but they are incredibly clingy. I had a purebred Maine Coon named Button. You've seen the tattoo. He was abducted in 2011, aged 5.5. He would be 14 now? 15. Yep, he was born in 2005, so he'd be 15 now. I don't know whether he's still with us or not, or where he is, but it's Button. And Charlie is part Maine Coon, so he's not as infantile as Button. He's got a bit more of that, I'm hyper, I'm going to be stupid, I'm going to come home covered in bitty bits and grass because it's fun. Yeah, he's got more of that rambling aspect to him. No, Maine Coons, they do have the dog-like aspect, but they also love to be lap cats. They love to just sit there, and they love to be cuddled, and they love to put their huge big, but they've got the most enormous paws. They love to put their paws around you, and they have got the biggest badass tails I've ever seen. I mean, honestly, Basil Brush ain't got nothing on Maine Coons and ragdolls or Norwegian Forest Cats. Now, number 3 is the Sphinx, the hairless cat. A friend of mine in Florida on Facebook actually has a Peterbald who is also hairless. Now, Peterbalds are similar to the Sphinx. His name is Knox Harrington. My friend Anya actually runs a cat rescue. Persian cat rescue, but she has got Knox Harrington, who she nicknames Ball Sacks. So cute. He is so needy. He cries until she picks him up and gives him a cuddle, and he likes to be swaddled in blankets, and he's like a hairless version of Butters. He's a Peterbald, so I'm actually going to put it's kind of a draw. It's a tie for number 3, Sphinx and Peterbald. They cry for their mummy or daddy, and they are they're just incredibly needy and babyish, like to be carried everywhere, and they don't actually mind sitting, just sitting there in a children's stroller or like a pet carrier, taken out, to visit people. I've seen photographs of this Peterbald Knox being taken out in sort of like a covered children's stroller, and he's perfectly happy because he's with Mama. It's so cute. Yes, Sphinx and Peterbald they are a tie for number 3 for the neediest. I want one, but I have 5, and that's my limit for the minute. I'm still renting. Now, number 4 are Burman. Burman are fluffy, versions of the Sphinx and Peterball. They've got the Siamese markings, but with the floofy fur. They're actually they've got a quite a petite frame, and they've definitely got the Siamese markings like seal point, blue point, dilute torty, yeah, all the Siamese points and markings, but they are incredibly babyish, and they just want to be hugged all the time. They want to follow you. They are the ultimate lap cats, and they love to be brushed as well. Sorry, I actually forgot to mention that about the ragdoll and the Maine Coon. A lot of cats can't stand being brushed. I know I've had problems with some Persians go, no, get that away from me. Ragdolls, Maine Coons and Burmans, they love being brushed. It's like, oh, getting a massage from mummy or daddy. So yeah, they are very, very, very much people cats. And number 5, funnily enough, Siamese has also made it to the clingy list. As well as being dog-like and vocal and independent, they can be very, very possessive of their humans and very noisy about it. As in, a lot of them like being an only cat. It's like, no, I want my mummy or daddy to, I want my parents to myself. I want to be the only fur baby. Yeah, they are very needy, very possessive. And when they want attention, they definitely let you know. They, honestly, they sound like they're being murdered or something, and you, oh my God, you just wanted attention. That's Siamese, you know, they like to be the centre of attention. They're divas. Definitely divas. They do not like to share their humans. Case in point, Lily, who I had quite a few years ago, was actually part Siamese, but she had a lot of the yowly, possessive, very noisy traits to her. She had a lot of those Siamese traits. It was like, I do not like being part of a big family. I want to be the only child. That was my Lily. Honourable mentions go to Persian, Tonkinese, and the Carillion bobtail. They are so gorgeous. And also the Burmese that I mentioned, that you can walk around on a leash and that are very much like to be with children and dogs. Yep, definitely Burmese. And Bombay. Bombay is like a little, they're referred to as mini panthers. They're tiny little black things, and they are incredibly, incredibly people orientated, which is so cute. And funnily enough, my last honourable mention is the Scottish Fold, like our Japanese friend Maru. Yeah, they're not only dog-like, but they are, they're not aloof. They are very, very clingy, very people-oriented. They love affection. They love to be touched. Yes, so if you are after a soppy, clingy, babyish cat breed, definitely go for one of those. And if you're after one that can be trained like walkies, come here boy, definitely go for the top 5 smartest cat breeds that I've mentioned. And you may have noticed that there are quite a few crossovers. Yeah, it's like a double bonus. So if you want a Klingon who is very smart and responsive to humans and can interact like a dog, yep, you can definitely hit the jackpot and do them. Now that is all for me today for a cat chat. Tune in for next time for my review of Criminal Minds Season 4. Now the 5th episode was incredibly Reid-centric. Shocker. Rowdy ReidGirl. I'm not exactly Rowdy Hotch Girl. That's my justification. I'll be talking about that particular season, which involved where the viewers actually got to meet both of Reid's parents and find out a secret from Reid's childhood and something that his parents had kept from him, and the intrigue thickens. So that is definitely my next stream, so you stay tuned, and I hope you've enjoyed today's cat chat, and hit me up in the comments what cat chat you want to see next. And if this is your first time seeing Rowdy ReidGirl, and if you like what you see and want more, hit the subscribe button, hit the like video button, and if you want to be notified of when I'm streaming next, and dates and times, hit the notifications bell, and I'll definitely let you know when I'm next streaming. So until next time, meow. Okay, do this.